One-step prep. Hey, today we're going to be reviewing the pressurization panel. Let's talk about the normal procedure, how to set up this panel in the auto mode, and how do we use the standby and the manual just a little bit. All right, so let's start with the three mode. How many modes do we have to pressurize this airplane? Remember, we have three-way, right? We can use the auto mode, we can use the standby mode, or we can use the manual mode. Now remember, in the manual mode we have two motors. One is an AC, 115 volt AC, and the other one is a DC, 28 volt DC. Now, going back to the auto mode, remember in the auto mode we use an AC motor, okay, 115. On the standby, we use a DC motor, 28 volt DC. And in the manual mode, we use AC or DC. So remember that, don't get confused. In auto, it's always AC, standby is always DC, and in the manual mode, you can choose between AC or DC. All right, so now on the window, let's talk about the auto mode here quick, okay? On the auto mode, on the window, on the fly altitude window, remember here normally we're going to put the cruising altitude that we're going to be flying, that you guys are going to be flying at cruise altitude, okay? That's going to be the altitude that you guys are going to be flying. Now on the landing altitude window is going to be the fuel elevation for your destination airport. Okay, so normally, remember, on the fly altitude window, okay, that's going to be your cruising altitude. On the landing altitude window is going to be your fuel elevation for your destination airport. And in the standby, normally on the standby, is going to be your destination, okay, destination fuel elevation minus 200 feet, okay, destination minus 200. That's the normal procedure. This is Boeing procedure, okay. Now, on the standby, remember in the standby we normally use a DC motor. Now we're going to have a knob over here from the standby that has an index, and then we have a decrease and increase. If you have that knob on the index mark, it's going to give you 300 feet per minute, okay, on your radar cabin climb or descent. If you put it all the way to decrease, remember it's going to give you 50 feet per minute. And if you put it all the way to increase, it's going to give you 2,000 feet per minute. Make sure you review this system, because this is going to be oral questions. Okay, if you want to know a little bit more about the oral, we have pretty much almost a 2-hour pre-oral on the website onestepprep.com. Make sure you visit the website. We have everything that you guys need, okay, to pass your oral, or if you're doing an initial or recurrent for ground school, sim, all the maneuvers, okay, steep turns, stalls, everything that you guys need is in the website, including, remember, one more time, a pre-oral that is going to be excellent. We're going to cover the whole panel, okay, all license switches, okay, so you guys can practice. Every time we ask questions, you guys can practice in answering, okay. So now going back over here to the panel, now remember, then we're going to have the auto fail light and the off schedule descent light. Any of these two lights that comes on, remember, something, we have a problem on the pressurization system, okay? We cover that on the pre-oral, so you can visit that website so you know exactly what it is, okay, when the light comes on. Now in the manual mode, remember, when you choose the manual mode, when you put the selector from auto to manual, you can choose AC or DC. Now remember, when you go to the manual mode, now you're controlling the main outflow valve manually, okay? So you have the option to use an AC motor or a DC motor, okay? Normally, if you're using normally in flight, by any chance you want to use the manual mode, or we just go to DC, because the operation of the outflow valve is going to be less. Okay, it's not much different, but it's always less because it's a 28 volt DC, again, 115 volts AC. All right, so I hope you liked that review. It was just a little review. If you want to know a little bit more detail about the system, make sure you visit our website, onestepprep.com. Okay, we always coming up with new videos, and we have everything that you guys need, remember, for your initial and recurrence. God bless you. Bye-bye.